Okay, guys. Hello. Welcome back to Shay's Hobby Doc Bay. This is another cooking video. I'm going to be making meatloaf. Now, again, before I started recording this video, I turned my phone volume all the way down. I turned the volume sound all the way off. The line came up across, the speaker part. The little picture that comes up when you do that. It showed that, so it was all the way off. I recorded. I didn't talk to y'all. I only was letting y'all see what I was doing, because I wanted to do this voiceover. After it's over with, I check it out, listen to it, and I can hear it. I hear the houses, the house noises, blah. And I hear Albert, the TV, talking in the background and all of that. I don't understand it. I don't know how to do this. I want to do voiceovers, but I don't want the sound in there like that. I don't know how to do it. If anybody else knows and can help me out, please let me know. So anyway, right here I'm showing Ritz crackers. It's a different box, and the sleeves are small, and I needed a sleeve and a half, so that's what I was showing y'all there. I got this meatloaf recipe from watching one of my subbies that I'm sub to, Life with Patty, or Life of Patty, something like that. I can't remember it, and I looked at it just before I came on to do this voiceover. My mind, I'm telling y'all, I can't remember nothing anymore. It's horrible. But anyway, I watched her make it, and she had actually watched somebody else that I'm not subbed with, that I don't know who they are, make this, and she got the recipe from them. So I love meatloaf, and I had been craving it and wanting to make some, and so I had been looking up meatloaf recipes recently anyway, but then when I seen Patty do it, I liked the way she done it. It was simple and easy. Now, she did put a few things in it that I don't like the onions and bell peppers and all that, so I didn't do all that. I just put what I like in it. So that's the hamburger meat and the Ritz crackers, 2 pounds of hamburger meat, a sleeve and a half of Ritz crackers, and with the way that box is different and the sleeves are small, I'm hoping I got the right amount, which we've done cooked it and ate it. It was okay. To me, I cooked it, and it may be that it is supposed to still look a little pinkish, but I'm funny and ticky, and if I see any pink in any meat, I'm always afraid that it's still raw and not cooked all the way, and I don't want to eat it, I did eat. I managed to find some pieces of the meatloaf that didn't have any pink in it, and it was pretty good. But, I had to cook it longer and longer, and the top part of it and the edges really got hard and crusty, and I didn't like that. And to me, especially when I ain't got teeth, I can't eat that part of it. But, it got what I call burnt on the outside of it, Now, other people would say, oh, that ain't burnt, but to me, it's burnt. So, anyway, and I was just mixing up the Ritz crackers into the hamburger meat right there, and washing my hands and slinging the water off. So now I think I'm getting the seasonings out, and I'm going to put that in there, which I just use salt and Creole seasoning just to season up the meat a little bit. And I don't put near as much as anybody else does. Matter of fact, lately I've got to where, see that right there? See how I stopped and waited a few minutes? That's where I would have normally stopped. I make myself stop at what I always would normally do, and then I make myself do just a tad bit more, so that it will be a little bit more seasoned for the rest of my family. Try to anyway. They put a lot, though. Even that, me going over like that, still ain't the amount they put. I just don't like things heavily seasoned, and to me, my mouth, my tongue is sensitive, and it makes it seem and feel hot, and I don't like hot, spicy stuff. So anyway, now I've opened the cheese, and I'm going to wash my hands again, and I'm going to put cheese in there and mix it all up. And I did realize I left something out because, again, my mind didn't remember. I mean, it was on video. I watched the video, and I tried to remember, and it was kind of easy. I actually forgot at one point the eggs, too. But I remembered them and stopped and got the eggs and put in it. But I forgot the milk. I was supposed to put milk in it. And I didn't put the milk in it at all. I didn't remember that until after it was over. So there I am, just mixing up the cheese into the meat now and crackers. Sorry, y'all. I'm tired a little bit. So I'm gonna yawn. I'm hurting a little bit, and I kind of feel a little bad. I've been sneezing a little bit, and my nose just kind of seems to be running, and I'm constantly having to sniff it. So I'm taking forever to mix this up. Alright. Can anybody go see her? Come on, Sherry. You're knocking it out of the bowl. I don't know what else to say to y'all while I'm waiting, while I'm mixing it and all that. I done told you what I'm doing, and you can see what I'm doing, so what else is there to say? Alright. I was debating whether to put the whole bag of cheese in there, but I kind of thought, well, maybe that might be a little too much, so I left a little bit out. Alright. This is where, see, I hadn't put the eggs in there, and I was supposed to, and I forgot. And I was putting it in the pan. And then it hit me and dawned on me right there. And I said, wait a minute. So I picked it all back up and put it back in the bowl. Okay. So, now I go wash my hands and get the eggs out of the refrigerator and come back and crack the eggs and put them in there and mix it up. Leave it to me. To mess everything up and to always forget things. Alright. One egg. 2 eggs. And 3 eggs. Now Patty, when she done this, she commented and said how she had never put 3 eggs when she made meatloaf. She always just did 1. But she was going to go by the recipe. The recipe said 3 eggs, so she put 3 eggs. So that's what I done. And at first, I didn't want to stick my hands in those eggs like that. So I'm washing my hands again probably. And then I got a spoon to kind of bust the eggs and get them mixed up into the meat real good a bit. And then I used my hands to really get it mixed up good. I wash my hands, and then I find a spoon, and then I have to rinse it off, and then I come back to the bowl. It just takes me a while. Sorry about that. And now it's going to take me forever to stand there and stir and mix that up. So yeah, she did. She probably put different seasonings in hers. I don't remember what seasonings. I know she put onions and bell pepper in it and all that kind of stuff that I don't like. And, but basically just for me, hamburger meat, the Ritz crackers, the shredded cheese, the eggs, yeah, that helps it stay together. And I know I should have put milk, but I forgot it. That one wasn't held out on purpose. That was my forgetful mind. And then you put it in your pan. And I have watched videos before. Like I said, I had been searching and watching how to make meatloaf videos for a while. And before I seen Patty do this one and decided to do this. Trying to find a good one that I liked and that would be easy and everything. So, out of what that I had watched of them, a lot of them would use big pans and make the mound, the loaf of meatloaf, and set it right in the middle of the pan. And they explained why. And because it accumulates grease. And if you put it in a small pan, loaf pan, that the hamburger meat would just fit right inside the pan, you know, then the grease is going to be all down in there, and the meatloaf would be actually sitting in all that grease. And so you put it in the middle of the pan, and yeah, it makes grease, and there's grease in it, and the meatloaf is still sort of sitting in grease, but it's not like just all right there in the meat, you know. It's surrounded around the meat into the deep part of the dish and all that. And you could actually now Patty said she drained hers. I couldn't have done that by myself without dumping the meatloaf everywhere, dropping it, spilling it on the floor, ruining it, making a mess, and wasting it where we couldn't eat it. But oh, and you don't want to pack it tight either, they said, just loose. So I was trying to close those holes up right there, but I was also trying not to pack it real tight and just kind of keep it sort of loose. But yeah, y'all see the grease after I pull it out of the oven. And you can like take the meatloaf out of the grease and set it on a pan or something, you know. So I have to wash my hands again. I wash my hands a million times, y'all. I promise. I get tired of washing my hands. And to be honest with you right now, and my hands has done this before, and I'm starting to wonder if it happens every winter when it starts getting cool weather, because I wash my hands a lot because I can't stand my hands to be dirty or whatever. But anyway, my wrist, and it's not my hands, it's not my fingers, but it's my wrists. But I'll wash my hands all the way up my wrists and kind of up my arm a little bit too. But I am raw right now around my wrists. It's red, it's raw, it's sore, it itches, it's real dry, and it's kind of cracking. And I don't know why. And I'm just doing it around my wrists. Not further up my arm where I wash, not my hands, not my fingers. I don't understand why I'm doing that. Is that something that and I used to never do that, you know, in my earlier years or as a kid or anything that I can recall of. But recently, you know, kind of last year, maybe even the year before last year and this year, I remember doing this. And I don't know why, though. I don't know what it is. Am I allergic to something? Or is it just happening every winter time? I don't know. I don't understand, but I know one thing. I don't like it. So there, I put it in the oven. It said thumbs up. Okay, now I am making the glaze, I guess you would call it, that you put on top of it. And I used some things that she used, and I think she used a cup. I didn't really measure. I just kind of figure it's just whatever you want. It's just a glaze you rub it on top. So I did a cup of ketchup. Now she put real mustard in hers. I don't like real mustard, so I did honey mustard. I have seen some where they put honey mustard in it. I've seen some where they put barbecue sauce in it. I don't care for the barbecue sauce, so I didn't use barbecue sauce. Of course, Patty didn't use barbecue sauce on this one either. She used ketchup, real mustard, and brown sugar. I used ketchup, honey mustard, and brown sugar. And I didn't measure the honey mustard. I can't even remember. Even when I was doing it, I couldn't remember how much honey mustard she did. I don't think it was a full cup. And I just decided I wanted to be as stress-free as I could with this, and just put however much I thought would be good. And that's what I did. So there's that, and here comes the sugar. Now, I did do a cup of sugar, and to be honest with you, I don't think she used a cup of sugar, the brown sugar, you know. I think it was less than that, but I used a cup of sugar. Oh well. So I wasn't sure if it was really considered a full cup there, since it wasn't really even out, so that's why I kind of did that to see. So I was satisfied with it, I guess. And then put it in there. Stir, 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 mix, 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 mash, 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 get them lumps out of there. That's so hard to do sometimes. Hee hee hee. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just goofing and singing. Oh, I'm a-yawning. Ho, 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 ho. I don't know why I'm a-yawning so much. Sorry about that, y'all. If it's so loud in your ear, I'm sorry. Okay. So I made that, and I think I just cut it off until I went to, what you do is you're supposed to cook the meatloaf for an hour. But after 30 minutes, you're supposed to take it out and put the glaze on it. I did that, and then you let it cook the other 30 minutes. Well, after it was done, the other 30 minutes, which made it a full hour. So this is the 30 minutes where I'm putting the glaze on it. But see all that grease in there? But anyway, after it cooked the full hour, and I took it out and checked it, it still looked like it was red in the middle when I cut it, and it didn't look all the way done. So I put it back in there for some more, and had hubby check it even, and we put it back in there again, and it still, even after all that, it still looks like it had a little red in it. I may just be a little too funny and picky on that, I don't know. But that was me putting the glaze over it. So, and then I put it back in the oven, like I said, for the second half. 30 minutes to finish cooking. Alright, and then we're going to check it when that's over with. And that is, I said thumbs up again. Alright, here we are going to check it. And it's got more grease in it. Now, the outside of it right there looks perfect and good. But when you cut into it, it didn't look like it was done all the way. So, and y'all may not be able to see it and tell it either on the camera here, but I'm looking at it and looking in the middle, and see there how I did that? Not done. It still looked red to me. So, and I was hoping the sound would be totally off and totally silent. Right now, as I'm looking at it, while I'm doing this voiceover of it, the sound is all totally silent. I don't hear nothing but myself talking. So, I was hoping that's the way it would do on the video, actually, but when I went back and listened to it, you can hear the sound. Okay, now we're going to check it again. And I still thought it wasn't totally done, that it was still a little pink. And like I said, I did have hubby come check it, and we ended up putting it back in there some more. But I did go ahead and find a piece that didn't look so red, and I tasted it for y'all on camera right here, because I was tired, really. And so I was ready to hurry up and be done with the video, whether the food was really done or not. So I went ahead and done that so I could be through with my video. But I had hubby to check it again, and we put it back in there. He even thought it still wasn't done. So we put it back in there a little bit longer. And that's why I said it. I mean, you see what it looks like there, those dark brown spots on top? I normally don't even like that. To me, I call that burnt, but it got worse looking than that and harder on the outside after we cooked it some more. But it did, as far as the taste, it did taste good. See, I'm trying to get a little piece off. Okay, yeah, right here. That messed up also, y'all. I'm sorry. And so now it's off. I had it was something. It was, my alarm went off, or a notification came in, and I had to move it out of the way, but it froze my video and made it do that. And so I'm off. When I was watching and listening to this, like I said, you can hear the sounds. So you can hear me blowing on it. So it's like it's off. When you're seeing me blow it, I think I have done blowed it, and that part's over with. So it's off, I
love it.
So anyway, I tasted it. It tasted good.
Hot.
And I was tired. I was done with the video. It was hot. So I went ahead and ended that there. But then, like I said, me and hubby, he looked at it, and we put it back in for a little bit longer, and it got harder. But it was good. So, there you go. Who knows? Maybe the milk I forgot to put in there made it not cook all the way good. So maybe it would have done right if I'd have put my milk in there. I don't know. Alright. I'm out of here until the next time. I'm done. I'm gone. Toodaloo!